Hey, good morning, everybody. It's the Big JB, sitting in my car on a beautiful Friday. It is beautiful blue skies, sun shining. You can probably tell by the light quality on my face. And it was blowing like crazy wind at the house today. I mean, so hard that you could practically feel the house sort of, rumble with the wind this morning. We lost power for less than a minute this morning, came back on, but my gosh, the wind was blowing hard. So I guess it's taking care of any branches that didn't fall down from the snow and ice earlier this month. So it turns out that the problems in my marriage are because the gays want to get married. It's apparently not that I am a selfish jerk or an unemotional bastard or that I don't take care of my wife's needs. It's because those darn gays want to get married. Okay, so now before everybody gets offended, that's completely sarcastic, obviously. I hope it's obvious. This is a controversial topic, especially in Christian circles. I find it funny that people feel so threatened by gay marriage because it's from my perspective, anybody who is already outside of a relationship with God is going to have other behaviors that reflect that status. So, for example, if I am not a believer, then I probably don't have any problem taking the Lord's name in vain or swearing excessively. Or any other kind of behavior that is hopefully not usually associated with Christianity. There's a whole host of things you can look at somebody's life and say, oh yeah, that person is not a follower of Christ. Homosexuality is it's a hot topic. In you can really get people riled up over it in the Christian church. I do feel that the Bible's clear on what homosexuality is. It does not condone homosexuality, but it never, ever, ever, ever gives us license. The Bible never gives believers license to be mean, cruel, condemn, act with hate toward homosexuals. There is an old Christian adage that goes, love the sinner, hate the sin. All that means is you're caring about the person. You don't have to like the behavior, but you still love the person, no matter what. I am friends with people who are homosexual. That doesn't affect my friendship with them. They're great people. I love them dearly, but that doesn't mean that I have to, necessarily condone or enjoy their lifestyle. But I don't make a big deal out of it either. So that's kind of my stance on the homosexual thing. With gay marriage, so here in Washington, the legislature just passed a gay marriage bill. It's got to go to the governor's desk, who will sign it, probably because she started it. It would be kind of stupid if she decided, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. So she'll probably sign it. And there are believers, and there's one guy here in Seattle in particular who is kind of taking up he's sort of the talking head for the anti-gay marriage movement. I don't think that this redefines marriage from a religious sense. Because, see, I view it in two different ways. The first way is that there is the religiously accepted definition and expression of marriage, and then there's the legal acceptance of marriage or definition of marriage. I don't think that they necessarily have to be the same thing. A marriage license for somebody recognized from a legal standpoint it doesn't really matter. If that person decides that they want to get married in the church, then cool, as long as the church is willing to do it. But that doesn't impact me and my denomination. My friend who is Eastern Orthodox that I mentioned on here before really challenged me with that, because the Eastern Orthodox stance is if gays want to get married, fine. They're just not going to do it in the Orthodox Church. Well, fine. That seems cool to me. I think that churches should be able to determine who they will and won't marry. But I don't think that if you're doing a separation of church and state, I don't think that the church should have the influence to tell the government, no, you can't recognize this. There are certain things where the church and the government line up on, like murder. They both realize that murder is wrong. So the issue of gay marriage to me just doesn't seem like it needs to be this polarizing of an issue. If gay people want to get married, then let them get married. And if your denomination or your church doesn't support it, then fine. They don't have to get married in church. In your church. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think I need to belabor the point anymore. I'm sure that, this is controversial. I know that people in my church, if they watch this, are not going to necessarily agree with me. But I'm willing to talk about it. So if people watch this and they want to discuss, feel free to post a video response. Feel free to send me a message on YouTube or on Twitter, and I'd be happy to talk about it. So this has been The Big JB. You can follow me on Twitter at Voice of the Big JB. I'm signing off for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Everybody have an awesome weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.